Coming to you live from Dunning Field, Ian Nicholas, Chase Pinkernell, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you a top 5 battle of Connecticut high school boys lacrosse teams. A rematch from earlier this season that plenty of people have been waiting for. It's the number 4 team in the state, the New Canaan Rams, with a 6-3 record, matching up with the Ridgefield Tigers, the second best team in the state, also with a 6-3 record. We're going to bring you guys up to the booth here where we have a 3-man booth today. Carter Ellis returning on the call today, and we got a freshman, a newbie, and a player in the New Canaan lacrosse program right now, Chase Pinkernell. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. Before we talk about New Canaan, let's talk a little bit about Ridgefield. Carter, they don't have Kai Prohaska today, superstar guy, played a little bit of face-off for them throughout the year. He's been a key cog for them, a superstar defender, head in North Carolina. Broken wrist. He's not playing. How big of an impact is that going to have for the Tigers?
Yeah, no, that's definitely going to be a negative impact for the Tigers on their side of the field because, I mean, you can just see the type of momentum shift that the Tigers had the last time the Rams took a trip up to Tiger Hollow, the way that they were able to kind of change strides a little bit and go on the offensive against the Rams, and they end up winning that game 10-9. So they're definitely missing a key component in terms of their energy and their offensive momentum.
It was a big-time rematch, Carter. You mentioned it. April 15th, New Canaan went to Tiger Hollow in a horrible day weather-wise and lost 10-9 in a back-and-forth battle. Prohaska played a huge role in that one. Chase, what does New Canaan need to do today to change their fortunes, maybe get in the double-digit scoring-wise, and get a huge win up against a top-5 opponent?
Yeah, Ian. Well, New Canaan's really strong offensively. They move the ball really well, and we should get a bunch of shots on Ridgefield goalie today in order to capitalize and get a win over Ridgefield.
And meanwhile, in goal, Holden Busby, he had a solid first outing, 4 saves up against Ridgefield the first time around. Only a sophomore, but he really needs to step up big time in this one, Carter. Even without Kai Prohaska, and he plays mostly defense, Ridgefield is lethal on the offensive end, and the Colsey brothers, they are relentless.
Yeah, that's a great point you made. The Colsey brothers, both sons of Coach Roy Colsey. They have a very offensive-minded Ryan Colsey, the Virginia commit, junior. So Holden Busby will definitely be tested in this game, but he showed us what he's capable of against Darien. He played a great game over there over at Darien High School, and he's definitely found his stride. He's brought some momentum. He's kind of gained that experience that a sophomore goalie would need, having that starting spot so early in his high school campaign.
Talk about the kind of player that Ryan Colsey is as a freshman in this program. 2 years ago, he had over 90 points, 46 goals, 45 assists, and he had 5 points in the win up against New Canaan on the 15th of April. Now, Chase, you're a freshman. You play lacrosse. You know the younger Colsey a little bit better than Kyle Colsey. You're actually teammates with him in some of the lacrosse clinics here and there you've played. Tell us a little bit about what he is as a player, because he's one of the top players on his team as a freshman.
Kyle's stick skills are just unbelievable. He doesn't drop passes. He's got a lethal shot. He can shoot from almost anywhere on the offensive side of the field. So we just have to put a defensive player on him, and we'll do fine.
Hopefully, that is what Coach Chip Buzzio and crew hope is the plan today. Both these teams, again, 6-3, fighting for position in the FCAC playoffs. New Canaan still the defending FCAC champs when they defeated Wilton in 2019, and people do not forget that semifinals game before, Carter, if you remember it, the Chris Connect game-winning goal late in that game, New Canaan Ridgefield in the semifinals, getting that win. That was an excellent game back then, and I don't think Ridgefield has forgotten about that one. And that could definitely be a motivating factor for a team, even in a postseason game 2 years ago. Still a game that holds a lot in the Ridgefield players' minds.
Yeah, in the FCAC right now, there's a lot of, even teams. There's great competition amongst all, Fairfield County high schools lacrosse-wise. So we're definitely seeing an emergence of a Ridgefield-New Canaan rivalry, both very, equally skilled, having the same record, 6-3, as you've mentioned. So this will definitely be an interesting game.
This definitely will be an interesting one. Roy Colsey, the head coach of Ridgefield, the former Syracuse star lacrosse player, and heck do I love Syracuse, but he was the first-team All-American there. A really great player and a really great coach, bringing Ridgefield its first ever FCAC championship in 2009, and he's brought 2 state titles in 2011 and 2018 at the Class L level. The buzzer sounds, and we are just about to get this one going between New Canaan and Ridgefield right here on a gloomy yet clear day from Dunning Field. We were expecting some rain. We have not gotten it yet, and hopefully that stays the same. Coach Chip Buzzio and Coach Roy Colsey meeting up for the second time this year, and let's see how it shakes up.
A good point I would like to make is, it was my co-announcer's birthday yesterday, Ian Nicholas. So, Ian, how does it feel to be announcing your first game as an 18-year-old?
Well, technically, Carter, I did announce a baseball game yesterday, but the first lacrosse game at 18, I don't know. I can't say I have a definite feeling. I appreciate the birthday shout-out, bud. But, there are bigger fish to fry right now than big old 1-8. I've been doing this for a long time. That's the one thing. The first game I called, my voice was up here. I was on helium, and now it's dropped a little bit. That's the big difference.
That's the only thing that's changed, right?
Yeah. The one thing that hasn't changed for New Canaan in the middle this year has been Hayden Shin. He's the face-off man committed to Trinity. And for Ridgefield, it will be the sophomore, Jackson Penn. Hayden Shin looks to win the first draw control. He bats it back, and let's see who's going to win this one. It's going to be New Canaan, who's going to get the first possession of the game. And working it down the far sideline now, number 5, Ryan Coyote.
Ian, that's the type of grittiness that I've told you we need to start seeing from Hayden Shin. At the beginning of the season, he definitely liked getting those clean wins, but he found his stride after that first Ridgefield game and started just getting possession and making that his top priority, and he's seen a lot more success since that game.
11:24 left to go in the first quarter. New Canaan working it around the perimeter. Getting it into the hands of Nick Stiles, the MIT commit. He's had a good season battling through some injuries. They find the cutter and they score! With 11:12 left to go in the first quarter, it's Callum Wood, the Tufts commit, who gets it to go down. Shout out Drew Guida. I know you're watching the stream, bud. He's at Tufts now, and Callum will join him next year. And Chase, it's because he makes plays like that on the offensive end.
Just like that, New Canaan moving the ball well, and that's how you capitalize and get these goals on Ridgefield goaltender Matt Shepard.
What a beautiful look there, Carter, with quickness finding Callum Wood and getting the score. New Canaan goes up 1-0 with 11:11 left to go in the first. And going to be a violation on that faceoff, so New Canaan gets 2 straight possessions to start, as cradling it down the field here is Michael Norton, the junior.
Early in this game, we're already seeing the lack of presence in Prohaska being a big factor for this Ridgefield team.
Yeah, again, if you weren't tuned in to the pregame show, Kai Prohaska, the star junior captain of Ridgefield, out today with a broken wrist. He is a superstar defender. And that's a beautiful shot from New Canaan superstar Callum Wood from 10 to 15 yards out with the snipe. And the Rams go up 2-0 with 10:45 left to go in the first quarter. And it is all Callum Wood right now.
Yeah, Callum just came back from his injury, and he is definitely making his presence shown. Callum, as you said, being the Tufts commit, so setting his presence early.
Coach Chip Buzzio has high praise for Callum Wood, calls him one of the top attackmen in the state of Connecticut. Battled a back injury early in the year. Ridgefield's going to win the possession as that one rolls out of play, and they're going to set up shop for the first time today on the other end of the field, needing a response, Chase, as they already find themselves down 2-0 with 10:33 left to go in the first.
Yeah, Ridgefield really needs to start getting their head in the game here and start moving the ball well so they can try and get a goal on freshman or sophomore star Holden Busby as he's rock solid in net here.
Brett DeAlexander, number 20 with the ball right now for the Tigers. The senior moves behind the net, makes his move, finds the cutter, cannot connect as that ball is going to run out of play. Making the effort to save it was number 19, C.J. Laurentani, the junior, but has an early and a rough turnover for Ridgefield. New Canaan takes over, Ryan Coyote with it. Nearly intercepting that one was number 3, Ryan Colsey. But New Canaan on the move. Dylan Murray gets it up to number 27 for the Rams. Tommy Augustine, really good junior. Made some big strides. Sophomore. He's made some big strides this season. 9:40 left to go in the opening frame. Gets it over to Coyote. He had 4 points in the previous matchup with Ridgefield on the road. 3 goals and an assist for the Bucknell commit. Coyote gets it to Stiles. He shoots and a nice save. Long-range shot from Stiles, no dice. Shepard cleans it up in the goal. On the other end for Ridgefield, it's the senior captain, Owen Gatos, one of the 3 captains for the Tigers and the lone senior captain. Gearing up for a shot. It bounces in front of Busby, makes the save and deflected away. New Canaan on the move on the other end. It's Chad Russo, the junior, with speed inside the 35. Great clear from the Rams.
Yeah, you can see what type of momentum the Rams have early in this game. It's already putting the Ridgefield Tigers on edge and making them take very tough shots such as that. Busby had a great save, but those are just shots that you don't want to see from the Ridgefield Tigers.
Yeah, didn't even really try to get the ball moving on that one. Just a long-range look. He had the space, but a risky shot, and it does not fall. 8:35 left to go in the opening quarter. New Canaan still up 2-0. Looking to get it to Connor Bailey. They cannot. That one deflected away. Michael Norton moving it inside now, getting it behind the net to Tommy Augustine. Augustine moves to his right now, back out. Ball popped up. Ridgefield gets the turnover, and they're in trouble. The ball loose again. Diving for it was Callum Wood. New Canaan retakes over possession. Carter Connors gets the ball back for the Rams. Tommy Augustine with it now. Nearly getting that turnover was Wade Steffens, the junior, number 23. He had it for a moment. Big hit from his blind side, and the ball popped right out. New Canaan retakes over with 7:53 left to go.
This is great poise that the Rams are showing on offense.
Connors moves it over to Augustine. That one deflected. Picked up by Bailey. Ball still loose. Running after it, Norton. Again, another near turnover for the Rams, Chase. They've been a little sloppy on this possession.
The Rams really taking control of the ball and taking their time trying to find the perfect shot is just the right play to do here.
They can't find it there. Nick Stiles hacked when he shot it. It did not drop. New Canaan will retain possession. Carter Connors from the far wing. 7:23 left to go. 2 early goals within the first minute and a half for the Rams coming from senior captain Callum Wood. But they have slowed down, and Ridgefield starting to settle in defensively.
Here we see co-captain Chris Canaan check in, the University of Pennsylvania bound midfielder, hoping to get some more offense rolling here with him on the field.
Canaan, an all-FCIAC and all-state player in his sophomore season. We all know him. We all love him in this town. 3 goals in their loss to Ridgefield last month. Coyote with it. Finds Canaan. Canaan loses it. Ball loose. A scrum develops. And it goes in. It's a goal for New Canaan. It might have just been kicked in. They're going to credit that one to Nick Stiles with the score. And the Rams go up 3-0 with 6:39 left to go in the quarter. Chase, you got a good look at that one. How did Stiles get that one in the back of the net?
Off the ground ball, just kind of hockey scooped it into the net and right into the back of the net. What a play by Nick there.
Well, we know he has the smarts. He's heading to one of the top schools in the country, MIT. But that was a pretty nutty goal, and he's able to get it to go down. New Canaan goes up 3-0. Hayden Shin looking for a face-off win. He gets it. New Canaan, a good opportunity. The shot to score. Callum Wood from the right side of the net, and Wood's got 3 goals in just under 6 minutes. 6:32 left to go in the opening quarter. It's Callum Wood off the assist from the Fogo, Hayden Shin. The Rams clicking on all cylinders right now, Carter.
Yeah, 3 shots, 3 goals for Callum Wood. Definitely, bringing the momentum early. It's a 4-0 game early in this one here at Dunning Stadium.
Huge shout out to Hayden Shin for winning these faceoffs, getting the New Canaan possession of all these awesome goals.
Shin wins another one. Bobbing through traffic, whistle is blown, and Coach Roy Colsey needs a timeout. 6:25 left to go in the opening quarter here from Dunning Field, and it's all Rams. They're up 4-0.
We're definitely seeing the excitement on the Rams sideline as Coach Buzzio is absolutely pumped for this big lead early in the game. And we're definitely not seeing the same from the Ridgefield side. Definitely some gloom faces and just trying to recollect and see how they can go back on the offensive against these Rams.
It has really been a tough stretch for Ridgefield after such a strong start to the season, which included that big win over New Canaan. But they played Darien on Saturday on the road, and Darien is Darien this year. They've been rolling through everybody outside of Brunswick, who they met and lost to, albeit they brought Brunswick to overtime. That's saying something. But they lost to Darien. Ridgefield did on Saturday. Then they played Brunswick, lost to them as well. Excuse me, they actually played Darien a few weeks ago. They played Greenwich on Saturday. And Greenwich, they really have a superstar player, Carter, who's just lights out. I believe he accounted for 8 points in that win on Saturday in that big 15-12 win over the Tigers.
Yeah, as I was telling you before, John Cataldo, one of the Greenwich Cardinals hockey guys as well, had 8 points against Ridgefield, being named Rune Report Player of the Week for Fairfield County, had 7 goals and 1 assist over the Tigers. So there's definitely a lot of great competition in this FCIAC conference, as I have mentioned. So just great all-around players, superstar athletes on the ice and on the field for many schools.
Yeah, so Ridgefield 1-2 over their last 3. They were able to rebound with a win on Thursday up against Trumbull, 17-8. Meanwhile, New Canaan's been running through some of the bottom feeders in the league as they were able to defeat Stanford and McMahon at home before traveling to Ward on Thursday and picking up a win there. So New Canaan on a 3-game win streak at 6-3. They started their season 1-2, Chase. It was a tough start for the Rams, but 5-1 ever since. They're looking to pick up another big win here. And what have you liked the most from the Rams' performance so far?
The Rams so far, just Hayden Shin is just dominating the faceoff X right now, and that's just giving New Canaan all the possession they can have, and they're just capitalizing on every single faceoff won by Hayden. So if Hayden keeps up his faceoffs, New Canaan will dominate this game and come out with a win.
I believe Shin has won 4 of his 5 faceoffs so far today. Dominating draw controls is the Trinity commit, who has really stepped his game up as of late. New Canaan, good ball movement. Looking to make a move is Tommy Augustine. Getting shoved by number 23, Steffens. 5:49 left to go in the opening quarter. New Canaan looking to add to their big-time lead. They did have a 7-4 halftime lead over Ridgefield in their loss earlier in the year. Ridgefield was able to get things going in the third quarter of that game.
Yeah, one of the big momentum shifters for them was putting Kai Prohaska at the X. And Kai Prohaska, as we've mentioned, is out with a broken wrist today. The North Carolina commit, if you're just tuning in, definitely an impact player, and we're seeing a negative impact for the momentum for the Tigers in his lack of presence.
Long-range shot from New Canaan's number 27, Tommy Augustine, does not drop. Scooped up by their goalie, Matt Shepard. A really solid save with 5 minutes left to go in the quarter. Ridgefield clears it and is now at the 40-yard line, moving it around, getting it over to number 20, Brett DeAlexander, who did have an assist in Ridgefield's win over New Canaan earlier this year. He's picked up by number 25 for the Rams, Vin Cognetta, as he'll bring it behind the crease, behind the net. Ridgefield needs a score on this possession. You got to feel like something's got to develop for him right now.
A great opportunity for sophomore Holden Busby to show what he's capable of as Ridgefield's getting their first true offensive possession.
Really solid defense from Norton. Norton's been a great role player for the Rams this year, doing it all. Moving it in front of the net now. Now back behind. Using that left shoulder. Gets free. A flag is thrown. A shot is scored. Number 21, Joe DeGrassi, is going to get it for the Tigers. His second shot of the day. His first one drops in the bottom right corner of the net. And insult to injury as the flag was thrown, and that one might be up against Michael Norton. Chase, what'd you see on that goal for Ridgefield?
Well, the Rams can't get too confident here. The Ridgefield has a solid offense, and if we go to sleep here, then Ridgefield can get back up on us in this game pretty fast.
4:05 left to go in the opening quarter from Dunning Field. Ian Nicholas, Chase Pinkernell, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you the live action as New Canaan is going to be man down for the next minute. Believe that flag was thrown on number 15, Michael Norton, as he is on the sidelines. Hayden Shin does win the faceoff, which is big for New Canaan, being man down. Augustine makes the leaping catch, secures it in the stick. 3:50 left to go in the first. Ridgefield cutting the lead to 3. Chris Connett with it now.
We're going to see Canaan here just try to run down the clock a little bit. Ridgefield's not putting a lot of pressure on them, so they're definitely giving them the benefit of the doubt with one man in the box for the Rams.
29 seconds left of New Canaan being man down. Michael Norton getting the flag thrown on him, trying to defend Joe DeGrassi, the junior who, regardless of the physical play from Norton, ended up scoring Ridgefield's first goal of the afternoon. Connett just walking leisurely at the 30-yard line. 7 seconds left of Norton being in the box, as he'll get one last sip of water, and he'll return to the field in just a moment. New Canaan looking to set up something now.
Harry Apelt checks in and make it even playing field for both sides.
Apelt, the Williams commit. He's been active this year offensively for New Canaan, one of the 5 senior captains. Here's Tommy Augustine. Augustine moves right. He's pushed away. 2:40 left to go in the opening quarter. Coyote dodges. Connett spins to his right. Long possession brewing for New Canaan.
Seen a lot of good poise here for the Rams.
Gets the screen, looking to work off of it. New Canaan moving inside. Back out to Stiles. Stiles shoots from the wing. That one way out of bounds. Deflected away Still New Canaan possession as Tommy Augustine jogs over.
New Canaan is really moving the ball well here, keeping their long possessions. They can really work out whatever they want to do to try and capitalize.
Trying to put the junior goalie, Matt Shepard, under some duress. This is a really, not a young Ridgefield team, but so many juniors on this squad. This team is really set up for the long haul for Coach Roy Colsey to continue doing damage in the FCAC with so many talented juniors returning. Met and whacked is Callum Wood. He still has the ball after getting sandwiched. The feed inside. Styles, that shot to the moon and back as it finds the bush under the scoreboard. On the miss.
Something that the Rams have changed since the beginning of this season is shot selection. So they're either not taking the shots that they shouldn't be taking, or when they are shooting, they at least have someone to back it up in order to keep possession. And that's something that they struggled with early in the season, giving away possession because of bad shots.
New Canaan still undefeated when playing at Dunning Field, looking to keep it alive this year as Chris Canette forces up a shot there, but misses just off the left pole. Still New Canaan possession as they're going to continue to get shot after shot off here. Looking to re-extend the lead up to 4 with 1:17 left to go in the first. Ryan Coyote with the ball. He gets it over to Nick Stiles. Augustine over to Coyote. Bounces it to Augustine. Risky pass, which Augustine finds. He's picked up defensively by number 18, Ethan Wall, is only a sophomore. Coyote, long-range shot, bounces in front of Shepard and bounces out of play. Still New Canaan possession with just under 50 seconds left to go here in quarter number 1. Styles spins. Will New Canaan add another goal, or will they lead the first quarter with just 4? An excellent offensive quarter for the Rams.
New Canaan's looking to set up something quick here. They can capitalize with just 30 seconds left, and they do.
Wow. And they do exactly that, Chase. It's Chris Canette in jubilation as he bounces that one in. You cannot give him that much room, and the UPenn man scores. Goal number 1 for him on the game. New Canaan goes up 5-1 with 29.6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Wicked shot there from Canette.
Yeah, what a hard, stop to make for the Ridgefield goaltender there. There's a bounce shot, went right over his shoulder in the top left corner. Great shot selection for Chris Canette, showing off what he can do.
Callum Wood, 3 goals. Nick Stiles, Chris Canette, 1 apiece. A 4-goal lead for New Canaan. Hayden Shin dominating the X right now. That's been the storyline in this game. He's playing at his best right now in the middle of the season for New Canaan as he wins another draw control. 17 seconds left in the quarter. Can New Canaan add more to their lead? Connor Bailey on the move. Nick Stiles, underhand feed. Connor Bailey finds the loose ball. He loses it. 6 seconds left. The scrum develops. A shot put on net. It misses. The ball's still loose. 1 second. That's the end of the quarter. No more shots. Will count. New Canaan, a dominating quarter on both ends of the field. They go up 5-1 after 1. Beautiful work from Chip Buzzio and the Rams. This was really a game where the Rams had to play their best, Chase, and they have showed up and then some.
For sure, yeah. New Canaan's just dominating on the offensive side of things, and we do need to play defense. Holden Busby is a star goaltender and playing his best as well. So all around, we're playing really well.
And Carter, anything you want to add about how that first quarter went for the Rams?
Yeah, I would like to add something from a little goaltender's perspective. I played goalie for Lacrosse my freshman and sophomore year, and that bounce shot that Chris Canette, took right at the end of that first quarter is definitely a hard one for goaltenders to make because each turf field has a little bit of a different, bounce and buoyancy. So it's hard for goaltenders to, play at someone else's field and get used to those types of shots because they're used to the bounciness of their home field. So that's just something that all goaltenders have to get used to, and that's something that offensive men should really take advantage of against opposing goaltenders.
This is New Canaan's biggest home game of the season, as we've mentioned throughout the broadcast. They are undefeated when playing on Dunning, 4-0. With wins over Ludlow, Prep, Stamford, and Brian McMahon. This Ridgefield game, their latest and their most important game really of the entire season. And Ridgefield on the road, they are led again by one of the top lacrosse minds, really, that you'll probably find in the country, and Roy Colsey, the former Syracuse star lacrosse player, a former professional lacrosse player. He played for the Philadelphia Barrage in the MLL, and he's been coaching here for well over a decade at Ridgefield, also a PE coach in Chappaqua, New York. So he is well-traveled and well-known, and he is definitely a lacrosse mind that his players trust and a guy who can definitely get his team back in this game. But, Carter, if they want to make a dent, Ridgefield, they have to change up what they're doing at the faceoffs, what they're doing at the X. They have a new guy in there right now, number 35. It is Cruz Meyer, the sophomore. So let's see if he can provide a change of pace. He will not to start. It will be Hayden Shin who wins that one easily. Gets it down the field. Gets it over to Callum Wood.
Yeah, we see Ridgefield trying to go back to that long pole at the faceoff dot, which they had in, Kai Prohaska.
Mm-hmm.
However, not all long poles are the same as North Carolina commit Kai Prohaska.
Coyote shoots, just misses off the left pole. Good-looking shot from Ryan Coyote. It will stay in New Canaan possession. Tommy Augustine with it for the Rams. The sophomore getting a lot more looks so far today. He's really upped his game recently. 11:20 left to go in the opening quarter. Coyote gets it behind the cage. Over to Augustine, who battled some early season ankle injuries. He suffered an ankle injury in the season opening loss to Staples on the road. He's come back recently and made a big impact. Shot from the wing, scores! Top shelf, Chris Canet, back-to-back goals for New Canaan with 11:01 left to go in the second quarter. And Chris Canet's not done today.
These Ridgefield defensemen are kind of slacking off of our attack man and midi here, and they're just letting us take any shots that we can get, and it's not the right defense for them as we keep capitalizing to make this game 6-1.
A very early lead for the Rams, a big one in this first half. Definitely, having the momentum. Chase, being a lacrosse player yourself, could you, talk a little bit about what the momentum and energy plays a role in this game right now?
It's a huge piece of the game, and when you have the momentum, your team just strives, and you can get anything done. That's what New Canaan is doing here. Look at their sideline right now, going crazy.
The emotions start to boil over a little bit for Ridgefield as Shin wins yet another draw control. And it looks like a timeout is called by head coach Roy Colsey with 10:53 left to go in the second quarter. But Shin was dogged on that one, attacked from all angles, falling to the turf. He actually kept possession, so after the timeout is over, it will still be New Canaan's ball once again, as the refs might be assessing a possible penalty here, not sure. Ian Nicholas, Chase Pinkernell, Carter Ellis, the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you the live action here from Dunning Field. We will have plenty of more lacrosse live streams for you throughout this season, boys and girls. The girls, one of the top 10 teams in the nation right now, still undefeated after picking up a big win last night up against a previously unbeaten Fairfield Ludlow team. Our next live streams for boys lacrosse will be on Saturday next week, a week from today, when they play Glastonbury here on Dunning. We'll have a doubleheader. We'll have girls lacrosse first, and then we'll have Glastonbury boys later in the afternoon. So make sure to tune in next Saturday, like and subscribe to NCTV 78 on YouTube if you like what you see. Momentum definitely solely in the hands of New Canaan right now. It has been a struggle for Ridgefield to get possession, and when they have it, to do anything with it, outside of one goal from Brett DeAlexander in the first quarter. New Canaan takes over after another Hayden Shin draw control win. Getting it back to Holden Busby. Moving it up to Michael Norton. Norton, good dodge. Gets across midfield.
And Norton showing off his speed. And a name that we have talked about a lot today, in Kai Prohaska, even though he's not on the field. Another notable injury for the Rams side of things is Christian Walter, on crutches with a, groin injury, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rams definitely stepping up to despite his lack of presence.
Carter Connors turns it over for New Canaan, trying to feed the sophomore, Tommy Augustine. Dangerous pass from Ridgefield's number 10, Owen Gatos. He gets it out of trouble, though. Ridgefield with another possession here, working it alongside the far wing. Michael Norton did his best to save it for New Canaan, but to no prevail alongside the near sideline. Ridgefield sets up shop here with 9:56 left to go in the second quarter, needing a score. Muscling his way inside, Luke Winkler. Winkler working against Connor Bailey, moving left. Winkler shoots! Off-balance shot, no good. Loose ball scooped up by Ridgefield. Ball poked loose by Braden Sweeney. It's loose. Sweeney pops it out. Ridgefield retakes over once again.
Great save there by Busby to keep the momentum here for New Canaan.
Winkler with it once again. He just took his first shot of the day and missed. Winkler moves inside, shoots, scores! On the inside look, Luke Winkler adds Ridgefield's second of the day with 9:19 left to go in quarter number 2. Winkler really aggressive on that possession chase, and it paid off on the second shot.
Yeah, New Canaan's defense slouching in since that timeout, and Ridgefield's coming in with a lot of energy right now. We need to do something about that.
Shin back at the faceoff dot alongside Cruz Meyer. The sophomore, Shin wins another. Looking to bring the momentum back to the Rams. Murray moves it behind the net to hold in Busby. New Canaan looking to clear with 9:08 left to go in the second quarter.
It brings the momentum back to the Rams and back to their defensive zone in order to keep that poise.
Busby out of the net, gets it to Dylan Murray. Murray playing with the long stick today. Nick Stiles with it. Over to Canaan, who scored back-to-back goals for the Rams. Number 2 with 2 scores. Moves to his right. Coyote, he can shoot from long range. He gives it up. New Canaan's role players on offense, Carter, they've really done a great job today of stepping up and giving Chris much more quality looks on the offensive end.
Absolutely, and we're seeing goals from Stiles, Canaan, and Callum Wood.
And
another
Chris
one.
Canaan, too.
Chris Canaan. Yeah, we have 2 players on the Rams side, Chris Canaan and Callum Wood, both with hat tricks in this first half. Absolutely showing off their high-skilled offense.
Chris Canaan, his second goal of the quarter, as Carter mentioned, his third goal of the half. With 8:13 left to go in quarter number 2, New Canaan extends the lead up to 5, 7-2. Another beautiful shot bounces in, and Shepard can't do anything about it. 3 goals for Wood, 3 goals for Canaan, 1 goal for Nick Stiles. Hayden Shin, though, is someone who is really should be getting all the credit for how New Canaan is playing right now. And look at that, he's just winning these with ease at this point. We all knew Hayden was a really talented player this year, and he's had his ups and downs, but right now he's coming to play and play big time.
That's right, Ian. Hayden's confidence in this face-off X right now is absolutely helping New Canaan win these possessions and getting their shots.
Max Alert clears it for New Canaan and checks out. Shout out to our NCTV brethren. Great member of the class he is. Great young player as a sophomore. 7-2 lead for the Rams. 7:39 left to go in the quarter. Connor Bailey moves inside. He shoots. He misses. A little bit wide left. Still a New Canaan possession as Tommy Augustine runs after it.
Connor Bailey looking for his second goal this season. Would be second against Ridgefield as well, having 1 goal up at Tiger Hollow last time out.
Yep, that was his first varsity score. And that was against Ridgefield, looking to do more. Very talented junior he is, number 26. Really tough-looking shot. It doesn't matter. He shrugs it off. It's too easy right now for Callum Wood. He has his 4th of the afternoon. New Canaan's 8th overall. They're up 6, 7:14 left to go in the first half. It's the Callum Wood show here from New Canaan High.
Ridgefield really needs to step up their game here on defense and able to stop New Canaan from scoring all these shots.
And Wood shooting through contact. It didn't matter, Callum. He had a man on his back. It didn't matter, Carter. Callum with the man on his back, he scores.
Yes, Ian. seen a lot of those bounce shots, something that Shepherd has been definitely struggling with in this first half. As I mentioned before, at the end of the first quarter, that's something that all goaltenders struggle with, those bounce shots in away fields.
Ridgefield cannot get a face-off win to save their lives right now. They brought in Terry Lee to try to win that one, the junior, number 15. No luck against Hayden Shin. That one, shot from Tommy Augustine, missing off the left pole. Chris Canette scooping up the loose ball and redirecting traffic.
I think that went off of Michael Dowd's back, the freshman, number 25 on Ridgefield, looking like a stinger right in the back of the shoulder blade.
He looks all right, though. Number 25 standing right in front of his goalie, but he couldn't do anything to stop that shot from number 5. Ryan Coyote has his first goal of the day. And Ridgefield is just stunned. New Canaan absolutely ecstatic along the sideline. 6:36 left to go in the first half, and New Canaan's running away with it. They're up 9-2.
And there goes Ridgefield with their defense. They just pulled their starting goaltender, putting their backup goalie in to see if they can make a difference.
Really good observation, Chase. They have pulled Matt Shepard, the junior, and coming in for him, it looks like that's number 12, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be Liam Harford.
And Ian, I hate to cut you off, but it seems as though there's also a change on the New Canaan side of things, as Cam Wheatfeld was lined up for that faceoff, but having a false start puts it in the Ridgefield possession.
Trying to get some younger players involved right now. Wheatfeld, the sophomore, his older brother, Justin, committed to Michigan last year, and he is now at Michigan as a Fogo. Was one of the top in Connecticut for a long time. Moving to his left, needing a score of a freshman, Dylan Stevens, a brick wall alongside that left side of a defense.
On his best buddy, freshman Kyle Colsey, share the Eclipse team. Good matchup there.
Those two are going to be dominating the state of Connecticut for a long time. Stevens and, of course, Colsey, the younger of the Colseys. Only a freshman. Here he is with it again. 5:47 left to go in the first half. New Canaan up 9-2. An offensive explosion. 4 unanswered goals in this second quarter. I believe 4-1 has been the score in this second quarter. An early goal from Ridgefield. They're looking to get goal number 3 and trying to keep their chances in this game alive. Moving it behind the net now. Number 13, Kyle Colsey. Over to D. Alexander. Trying to get inside. He finds his lane. He shoots. He scores. And there is a late flag thrown. That one is going to go to number 21, Joe DeGrassi. The junior scores for his second time today, unless they're going to wave that one off due to a crease violation. No, they're going to give it to him, it seems. And the penalty will go on New Canaan. So it's going to be Joe DeGrassi who scores for Ridgefield, unless I'm mistaken.
We're going to see Hayden Shin get back at the faceoff dot.
So that goal is good for Joe DeGrassi. His second on the day on 3 shots. Ridgefield wins the possession. A loose ball scooped up by Gatos. The senior captain coming up big there for the Tigers. 4:50 left to go in the first half here from Dunning. Joe DeGrassi just scored for Ridgefield. He moves inside, shoots again. And the loose ball scooped up by Ryan Colsey. The ball is loose. Braden Sweeney jawing at it. Braden Sweeney coming away with it. Sweeney using that athleticism. Taking it to the other side of the field now. Sweeney toppled over. No flag thrown. New Canaan retains possession. Tommy Augustine in the right place at the right time. Really smart play from the sophomore as Chris Canette redirects traffic and waits for Chip Buzzio to bark some orders from the sideline.
Chase, although New Canaan has the ball back and the momentum seems as though it could turn back in the Rams' favor, the Tigers made 2 changes in goalies. Number 12, Liam Harford went in, and they changed up the faceoff dot and put in Terry Lee. What type of impact do you think that's making on the Tigers in this first half?
Yeah, Terry Lee came out with the face-off win right there against Hayden Shin and broke his streak. And Ridgefield had a good offensive possession there. So if Terry Lee keeps that up, then Ridgefield can capitalize and get a couple more goals and make this game much closer.
New Canaan turns it over, the ball falling right into the hands of head coach Chip Buzzio along the sidelines. He can't be happy about that one. But he's got a lot to be happy and proud of right now. His team has come out with such a strong effort right now. This just looks like a completely different New Canaan team than we saw earlier this season. Winkler takes some shots with those sticks. He's all right.
Yeah, Ian, it's not a pass that you see, star captain Chris Kinnett drop a lot in that offensive zone. So not, and a goal from number 4.
Luke Winkler moves inside and scores his first goal of the game.
Second goal of the game.
Second
Sorry,
goal of the
Ian.
game, excuse me. Winkler with 2, DeGrassi with 2. And we've got a game once again. 9-4 the score. Ridgefield starting to claw their way back into this one with back-to-back scores.
This is a big face-off right here. Cameron Wiedfeldt and Terry Lee from Ridgefield.
Got the sophomore up against the junior Lee. Wiedfeldt looking to get his first face-off win of the day. He's still fighting for it, and he does get that loose ball. Wiedfeldt to Wood. Wood to Augustine, trying to bounce it in, deflected away. Augustine looking to pick it up, and that one is finally secured by Harford. The goalie switch working right now for Ridgefield as Liam Harford is going to get the big-time save there. Deflected off of Tommy Augustine. It's going to be Ridgefield possession here. Jojo Misorelli looking to get things going for the Tigers as he moves to his right. 2:44 left to go in the first half. 9-4 is your score. New Canaan in the lead, but Ridgefield with 2 unanswered goals. The last one, the second one of the day for Luke Winkler, who now has 4 points in 2 games so far this year up against New Canaan.
Yeah, Ian, a lot of ground to be made up for the Tigers here, but definitely seeing a momentum shift, in Black's favor.
That one deflected as Colsey couldn't get that clean look. Dylan Stevens looking to clear it. Gets it to Chad Russo, who can't secure it, yet finally does with his long stick.
Great play there by Dylan Stevens, getting in, whacking down the ball from Kyle Colsey, getting New Canaan in possession, and hopefully a momentum change.
Max Alert gets it over to Nick Stiles. Or, excuse me, Callum Wood alongside the far wing. Stiles still with it. 1:45 left to go. New Canaan looking to extend the lead. Ridgefield finding momentum in the middle of the second quarter, and New Canaan's looking to put them away. But Ridgefield definitely with life, with big switches at both the face-off and the goalie positions. Stiles behind the cage. Moves back to his left. Callum Wood, he's got 4 goals today in his biggest game of the year. Carter Connors, the junior, finds Connor Bailey. He hesitates. 1:07 left in the half. Ridgefield playing a really solid defense. Nothing really developing for New Canaan. 57 seconds. Connor Bailey over to Augustine. He doesn't shoot. Forces it inside. Carter Connors somehow comes away with that one. He was in trouble. Augustine flips it.
Just 40 seconds here in the half. New Canaan can hopefully capitalize and get 1 more goal to put them up by 6.
37 seconds. New Canaan can't find anything. Moving in, Callum Wood. Connor Bailey doesn't force up a shot. Rotation, shot, missed. Still New Canaan possession. Nick Stiles can't get that one to drop. Looking for his second on the day.
Callum Wood there to pick it up, and New Canaan not taking any shots that they don't need to take here. They have 20 seconds left, nothing to lose.
New Canaan looking to break double digits in the first half, and they will be denied. Norton's shot scooped up on the floor by Mr. Liam Harford, who came up big over the closing stages of this first half. Only 5 seconds left. They get the loose ball. Does New Canaan have a chance to put up a shot? Augustine, a laser, missing to the left, and that is your half. New Canaan has played excellent, but Ridgefield is still in it, guys. We're going to bring it back up to the booth here. Ian Nicholas joined by Chase Pinkernell and Carter Ellis. Carter, Ridgefield with some signs of life. They made some drastic changes at the faceoff, changes at goalie. Is that going to be enough to give them a fighting chance in the second half?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Terry Lee is a name that we're going to absolutely see in the second half. Definitely showing off what he's capable of at the faceoff X. And Liam Hartford doing everything he can in net, already making 3 great saves. So we're definitely seeing signs of life, as you said, on the Ridgefield side. Whether it's enough to come back from this 9-4 lead, we don't know. But definitely there for the game for us to watch.
And the player of the half chase for New Canaan, it's been Callum Wood. 4 goals of their 9. I like to think, a little bit of a basketball reference, he's a catch-and-shoot guy. He has the ball for a split second, and then he shoots it, and it automatically goes in. He's just a guy who's low maintenance on the offensive end, and if you feed him, he can quickly score, and he's very dangerous.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Richard also really put a nice defenseman on him to keep them from scoring because he's a real threat. Him and Chris Kinnett and Nick Stiles, offensive players right there that can just really make anything happen.
They can really make anything happen, but can they get the win against Ridgefield? Looking to avenge an early season loss to the Tigers. Ian Nicholas, Chase Pinkernell, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew will be back in just a moment to bring you the second half. But before we head to our break, let's get a look at our sponsors. I want to thank our platinum sponsors, Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market, as well as Rambuya and Harrow, the business of real estate. I want to thank our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, breakfast, lunch, and catering right here on Cherry Street in town. I want to thank our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, Rand Insurance, and lastly, our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Chilala, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Predding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Your score at the half, New Canaan looking to pick up their biggest win on the year. They're up 5, 9-4. We'll be back in 7 minutes, 20 seconds to bring you half number 2. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned in. Coming to you the second half of some Connecticut high school lacrosse action here in the FCAC. New Canaan versus Ridgefield, 2 versus 4, but the 2 is down right now. Ridgefield down 5 goals, 9-4. Both teams looking for their 7th win on this season. As we head into the month of May right now, we're in the middle of May. FCAC's in a few weeks, and this would be a huge win for New Canaan, Carter, in terms of not only FCAC seeding, but momentum to try to reprove that they are indeed a title contender.
So that's spot on, Ian. Roy Colsey and the Ridgefield Tigers are doing everything they can to regroup and try to narrow this lead, this deficit, down as much as possible with 2 quarters left in gameplay here.
Ridgefield certainly has plenty of time to try to swing things in the other direction. They've made some drastic changes in goal. No longer are we seeing Matt Shepard, the junior. They have opted for another junior in Liam Harford. Meanwhile, at the face-off dot, they have moved multiple guys around. No Kai Prohaska to lean on to try to get them some critical face-off wins today. Right now, they are rocking with Terry Lee, number 15, the junior, who will be working up against Hayden Shin here, who has been absolutely dominant, winning draw controls in this game. The Trinity commit is showing out here from Dunning, and he shows out once again, gets the best of Lee. Shin on the move, gets it over. They feed Nick Stiles. He pump fakes. It's scooped up by Harford. Beautiful save as he falls to the turf. And second half is action-packed already, just 15 seconds in.
New Canaan comes out with momentum off that big face-off win by Hayden Shin.
And they try to get that quick shot off, moving it around from Shin to Wood to Stiles. Stiles looking to pick up goal number 2 on the day, and he cannot there, even with the shot fake. Harford really making a good audition here to potentially be Ridgefield's new starter for the rest of the year. Maybe that's a little drastic to say, but he's played really well right now, to his credit. Not an easy save there with Stiles right in his grill. 11:10 left to go here in the third quarter, as Dylan Stevens falls for New Canaan on defense, gets right back up. Ridgefield swinging it to the left. Gets it over to DeGrassi. Here's Kyle Colsey. Colsey moves right. Working on Dylan Stevens, the fellow freshman. 10:45 left to go. Chad Russo pushes away. Ridgefield player. DeGrassi using his head to try to get the better of number 6, Christian Sweeney. DeGrassi, a physical player on the offensive end. He's got 2 scores.
That's something you've mentioned, Ian. These Colsey brothers, both star players for the Ridgefield Tigers, and neither of them on the stat sheet yet. One of them, number 3, is that Ryan Colsey, Virginia bound, and then his little brother, Kyle Colsey, the freshman. They're both stars of this Tigers offense.
Kyle Colsey and Dylan Stevens, both freshman stars. It's going to be a nice matchup to watch today.
Long possession for Ridgefield. They have not put a shot on goal as Kyle Colsey moves, feeds, shot, scored. That's going to be the 3rd today for Luke Winkler, off the assist from Kyle Colsey, the freshman to junior connection, and Winkler trying to carry the Tigers right now, pulls them back to within 4 with 9:49 left to go in the second half. The first strike for either team in half number 2.
Ian, we've talked a lot about momentum at the faceoff dot, but we're seeing a lot of momentum, in goaltending here for Liam Harford. Making those stops and then converting on offensive tries have been a huge role player here for the Tigers offense.
Defense turning into offense for Ridgefield, but that time Hayden Shin losing it, and Ridgefield trying to run away with it, but ref sees otherwise. Too much physical play there. Shin knocked to the turf, and New Canaan takes over.
Terry Lee keeps tying up Hayden Shin at the X. It's going to be a pretty equal matchup, and Ridgefield can come out with the possession.
Ridgefield has now scored 3 unanswered goals since New Canaan went up 9-2. This game was getting a little bit out of hand, but Ridgefield with the talent to play anyone close. They played New Canaan close and beat them last month, 10-9. Looking to get back in this game. They had a strong second half in that game, scoring 5 goals, limiting New Canaan to just 3. Now looking to do the same here on the road. Ryan Coyote with it for the Rams. Defended by number 10, Owen Gatos, who's committed to play football at Amherst next year, the senior captain. 8:51 left to go in the third. Tommy Augustine moves it. Gets it to Nick Stiles. Excuse me, Callum Wood, that is, who had it for a moment. Chris Canaan from the wing. He spins. No shot to find. Canaan gears up again. Passes it out. 8:30 left. Shot. Hesitating. Coyote shooting, missing. And out of play. A bit wide right that was, but a good move to break free for Coyote. New Canaan retains possession. Wood over to Augustine. 8:15 left in the third quarter. Chris Canaan, he's got 3 goals today. Just as many as he had the last time he played the Tigers. Feeding it inside to Nick Stiles. His defender falls, but deflected away by Harford. Still New Canaan ball. Here goes Tommy Augustine, the sophomore. He moves to his right. Loses the ball for a moment. Gets it back. And over to Callum Wood. Wood takes a hit. Still moving to his right, now moving in. 7:40 left on the clock. They find the cutter. Coyote takes a hit and keeps churning. Now moves to the right.
Chase, what does this Rams offense need to change in order to put the momentum back in their favor?
We just start attacking the net. New Canaan has to really get into the net and start possessing the ball and take those shots that we can take.
Well, is that good enough for you? Maybe not. He got inside, but Chris Canaan could not score on his knees. Harford scoops it up and secures yet another save for him since he came in the middle of the second quarter. Ridgefield clears it. Gets it to Owen Gatos. 7 minutes left in this third quarter. And a stoppage in play, but still Ridgefield ball. DeGrassi with it. Number 21, Ridgefield making some substitutions. Looking to add their 4th unanswered goal on this game and really make it a ball game once again. Behind the net, it's Kyle Colsey. Colsey finds the wrong team. Picked off by Vin Cognetta. Cognetta gets the screen and clears it. Good screen from Braden Sweeney to break him loose. Here's Charlie Borthwick, the Swarthmore commit, on the other end.
Ridgefield's offense really can't get past New Canaan's defense right now. No chances over there.
Kyle Colsey, the freshman, making a freshman error. Vin Cognetta forcing that turnover right into his stick. Here's Connor Bailey. 6:12 left to go in quarter number 3 here from Dunningfield. Ian Nicholas, Chase Pinkernell, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you the live action. Make sure you like and subscribe for more great content. Tommy Augustine, the turnaround shot, no good. But Callum Wood, the closest to that one when it trailed out of bounds, so still New Canaan ball. Wood defended by number 25, Michael Dowd, the freshman. Wood takes the shot, looking for goal number 5. Loose ball scooped up by Bailey. And Bailey gets it back out to, Connors, and then the shot missing from Callum Wood. Augustine moves in, he's off balance, forces up a bad-looking shot. Rams looking to reset. Augustine trampled out of play, and still New Canaan ball. They're starting to find some more quality looks on the inside, but the Rams still can't convert here in half number 2. 5:24 left to go in the third quarter. New Canaan scoreless in this half. Augustine hesitates, moves right, looking for the shot. He scores! Goal number 1 for him on this game. Augustine has been active, and finally he finds the back of the net. New Canaan, goal number 10 on the game. They're back up 5 with 5:13 left to go in the third quarter.
A much-needed one for this Rams offense, and they're jump-starting their sophomore attackman, Tommy Augustine. We love to see a lot of different names for the goal scorers, seeing some diversity in contribution on both sides of the field. Tommy Augustine definitely putting a much-needed goal in for the Rams.
Lee and Shin back at the face-off. New Canaan breaks double-digit scoring. And New Canaan wins another possession. Loose ball scooped up by Ryan Coyote. New Canaan is now breaking double-digit scoring in 4 straight games with wins over Stanford, McMahon, Ward, and they're looking for 4 straight wins today up against Ridgefield.
New Canaan is absolutely dominating the offensive zone right here. Carter, what should the Ridgefield defense do in order to get the offense out of the zone?
I think before this past goal by Tommy Augustine, they were doing everything they could, keeping the shots to the outside and leaving it up to Liam Hartford, to stop those long-range shots. So if they can keep that up for the rest of the game, I think that they have a legitimate chance to come back from this very big deficit.
Tommy Augustine puts a couple shots on net, misses both of them. He's now 1 of his last 4 while shooting. Behind the net, it's Callum Wood. Wood shoots, misses. Still New Canaan possession. Nick Stiles, the closest one to it. New Canaan dominating the possession here in the middle of the third quarter. And again, Hayden Shin continues to come up massive at the X for the Rams. 4:07 left to go in the third. Canet over to Wood. Senior captain to senior captain. Wood does not take that long-range look, but thought about it. Excuse me, Coyote, that is. Coyote just throws that one away and turns it over. Rarely see that from Ryan Coyote as he'll stay in. His coach is barking for him to stay in for a moment. Ridgefield will take over with 3:51 left to go in the third quarter. Still in this game, down 5. Jojo Misarelli, the junior, looking to clear it. Now to the goalie, Hartford.
Yeah, we hear Chip Buzzio yelling, "Right it."
And Callum Wood slides to the turf. Hartford, slick moves from the goalie. So Wood just slips. Then a careless pass thrown. Colsey comes up with it. Now the ball loose. Chris Canet can't get there. Richfield does. Richfield a fast break opportunity. A little too fast. They turn it over, and Stevens kicks it out of trouble.
We're seeing a broken stick from number 4, Luke Winkler, off of a great slash by Dylan Stevens. A legal one, that is.
It's a lethal slash by Dylan Stevens. After that turnover.
I can't believe that's legal. But that's just how good Dylan Stevens is. He's breaking the game.
Strong kid over there.
What a toss that was by the referee to the sideline, throwing both ends of those sticks out there.
That was a crazy change of events as Hartford threw that ball up from his goalie position looking to clear it, and then it was just chaos. But New Canaan settling in defensively, not allowing an easy goal for Ridgefield. Another bad pass. 2 players jawing at it, and that's going to be an over and back. New Canaan takes over with 2:30 left to go in the third. The energy back along the New Canaan sidelines. A rough-looking possession there for the Tigers, with nothing to show for it. Connor Bailey with the ball. Whistles are blown, and a penalty on New Canaan. And that's going to be a turnover. Ridgefield takes over with 2:19 left to go in the third frame. Getting it over to number 8, Ethan McGerald. Here's Joe DeGrassi, slowing it down, slowing the tempo.
Winkler now out of the offense.
Colsey moves right. Stevens meets him. Not a guy you want to meet right now. DeGrassi looking to move right. He gets the screen. Now back left. Tough looking shot. No good.
It's a great save by Holden Busby there.
Busby stepped up in his big time game, playing some of his finest ball in between the poles. Colsey getting a little too fancy, nearly losing his footing.
Almost looks like he doesn't want to dodge Dylan Stevens. He's a beast.
That's a good way to characterize him. Shot, put up, and missed by Brett DeAlexander, the senior. Still in Ridgefield possession.
Something that should be noted, the New Canaan Rams doing a great job matching the Colsey brothers and keeping them from adding to the score sheet. If both of them were contributing to this game, it could be a much different outcome and a much different score sheet than this 10-5 lead by the Rams with 1 minute left in this third quarter.
Credit the New Canaan coaching staff for coming out with a game plan to neutralize the Colsey brothers. Speaking of neutralizing, Coach Colsey wants to try to get his son some good looks, so he's going to call a timeout, try to get his team back on track, as they cannot find anything on the offensive end of the field. Looking to draw up a play to break this sturdy New Canaan defense. The Rams up 10-5 over the Tigers with 54.4 seconds left to go in this third quarter. The scoring has slowed down. Both teams have scored 1 goal each in this third frame. New Canaan has had a tough schedule really all year. It's felt like they just played tough team after tough team. And it does not get easier this week, as they will have 2 straight road games. On Tuesday, they will be matched up with St. Joe's on the road, who won a state championship 2 years ago. And then they are going to play Brunswick at Brunswick next Thursday, which is a game that we will all have circled. And if New Canaan can play like this against Brunswick, who knows? Maybe they will have a chance to keep that game close against one of the top teams in the nation. And then they will host Glastonbury on Saturday. Meanwhile, Ridgefield's upcoming schedule also is not kind. They will play Fairfield Ludlow on Tuesday at home before traveling to play Darien for the second time this year on Thursday, and then on the road against Staples next Saturday. They were defeated by Darien earlier this year, 14-7. They have yet to play Staples. Staples played New Canaan in their season opener, and Staples won that one 7-3.
So, as we have mentioned, Chase, you are a player on the freshman lacrosse team. Are you seeing anything in this game that Chip Buzzio has echoed throughout his program, in this game right now?
Just being a team and a strong team, and momentum is one of the big factors in this game. And we've held ourselves accountable, and we stayed strong, and we haven't really taken any stupid penalties. And we're just been a team. Playing as a team. It's
been a very penalty-free game for the most part. Dylan Stevens called for 1 penalty earlier in this game. Excuse me, not Dylan Stevens, Dylan Murray. Outside of that, it's the lone penalty on New Canaan. Ridgefield hasn't been hit by the penalty bug, though. They have not had a single man-down possession so far today. Shot on goal, no good. Another one heaved up, and a flag is thrown. As soon as we say no stupid penalties, there's one of them. Shots missed by both Ryan Colsey and C.J. Laurentani for Ridgefield. It's going to stay in Tiger possession with 29.4 seconds left to go in the quarter.
With just 30 seconds left in this quarter, Ridgefield really needs a goal here to put themselves back in this game.
They got a good look from the left side of the net. Ryan Colsey put it up, couldn't put it in. Holden Busby facing the fire and able to extinguish it a little bit. So New Canaan is man down. Ridgefield, can they score a man-up goal with 15 seconds left in the quarter? They're taking their sweet time, looking to set up something. Here's 10 seconds.
If they hold the ball into the next quarter, they get possession, no face-off. That's what they're looking to do right now.
Well said, Chase. They're going to have roughly 30 seconds of man-up action to start the fourth quarter. That is exactly what they will do. New Canaan still up 10-5. They had a 5-goal lead at the half. They have a 5-goal lead after 3. Can they pull out the big-time win at home, stay undefeated on Dunning, and pick up their biggest dub on the season? Let's see. Ridgefield with a really good opportunity to cut the lead back to 4. They're going to be man up for 31 seconds after the latest New Canaan penalty, the second major penalty on the Rams today. It really is crazy just how good FCAC boys lacrosse is. I think we take it for granted that we live in Fairfield County and are able to see so many great lacrosse players come through here. But when you look at the latest Game Time Top 10 Boys Lacrosse poll, which came out on May 5th, see Darien at 1, Ridgefield at 2, Staples at 3, New Canaan at 4, Wilton at 6, Greenwich at 7. All of these are FCAC teams. Fairfield Prep's at 5 and not FCAC, but they're Fairfield County. Top 6 teams in the state, top 7 teams in the state. All FCAC teams. That doesn't even include Brunswick, located in Greenwich. It really is crazy, guys, that, if you want to play lacrosse, this is the perfect place to be, arguably in the country, especially in the Northeast.
Well said, Ian. Fairfield County has some amazing competition in lacrosse and other sports likewise, but we're here for lacrosse games, so definitely seeing a lot of great competition. Darien definitely being that top dog in this conference, having their only loss to Brunswick, as you have mentioned, a private school in Greenwich. They had an overtime stinger. The final score was 9-8. But Darien definitely showing what they were capable of playing against a top team like that. New Canaan has Brunswick on the slate coming up next week, I believe, as well.
New Canaan 4, Ridgefield 2. This would be a big win for New Canaan if they can come out on top, put them up as the season is coming down to an end.
New Canaan does have 2 ranked wins this season. They've defeated number 5 Fairfield Prep. They did so at home a few weeks ago. We had the live coverage of that game, and also they did it on the road up against number 6 Wilton. So it would be very interesting if New Canaan could pick up their 3rd win this season up against a ranked team and to knock off Ridgefield, who they got oh so close to beating with Kai Prohaska on the road in April. And without him here, New Canaan looking to pick up the win at home. Ridgefield is still man up for the next half a minute. Can they add their 6th goal of the game? Moving it around the perimeter. New Canaan playing in a zone. Ryan Colsey, he put a shot up late in that 3rd quarter. It did not drop. He is scoreless. Backpedaling, Kyle Colsey. Ryan feeds Winkler. And New Canaan now currently is going to go back to a full defense. Ryan Coyote checks back in. Ridgefield can't find anything. Winkler moves in, moves left. Winkler shoots, misses right. Still Ridgefield possession. 11:15 left to go in the 4th. DeGrassi behind the cage, moves left, moves up, and moves away. Exactly 11 minutes left in this game. Ridgefield needs a score fast. DeGrassi provides the screen. Doesn't do much against Dylan Stevens. Moving in, backpedaling. Tough shot, does not drop. Still Ridgefield possession. That shot missed by Brett DeAlexander, number 20.
New Canaan's defense is just so solid. They're not letting anything get through. All Ridgefield can get is just shots from out wide.
10:36 left to go in the 4th quarter. Ridgefield started possession. No face-off. Good spin. And disappointed he could not get that shot in. Joe DeGrassi, who's had a great game here from New Canaan, doing everything he can to keep his team alive. He has it here once again. DeAlexander over to Kyle Colsey. Kyle gets a screen. Picked up by Stevens. Colsey, the fake, gets the screen. Just under 10 minutes left to go in the 4th. This possession now over 2 minutes long for Ridgefield and nothing to show.
Ridgefield is definitely taking their time, not taking any shots that they don't want to see. They're using the picks. So let's see if this long-awaited possession will come of anything.
Kyle Colsey feeds it over to number 19, CJ Laurentani. Moving in, DeAlexander can't find anything. DeAlexander shoots from his left, misses just wide right. Another missed shot for Ridgefield. The possession now spanning nearly 2 minutes, 40 seconds with 9:22 left to go. They have had the ball since the start of the 4th quarter because of a late New Canaan penalty that started late in the 3rd quarter and spilled over to the start of the 4th. The shot off the screen, deflected by Busby. The loose ball in off his miss, getting his own rebound in a sense and scoring, Luke Winkler. Ridgefield pulls back to within 4 with 9:07 left to go in the 4th quarter.
This is a huge face-off here for Hayden Shin. If we can get this and get possession, then we're golden.
Looking to win this face-off. New Canaan will come away with it. The loose ball scooped up by number 28, Max Alert. The sophomore making the big play, getting New Canaan a much-needed possession as Ridgefield with some momentum. It was a 9-2 game at one point, and Ridgefield has outscored New Canaan 4-1 ever since the middle of the second quarter to keep themselves in contention. Callum Wood moves to his right. He's New Canaan's leading goal scorer today with 4 of them.
Not for nothing, Luke Winkler on the Ridgefield side also having 4 goals. In his absence, this game would be a much different affair. Winkler able to step up in Kai Prohaska's absence and not getting much from the Colsey brothers, but Luke Winkler is definitely stepping up to the plate here for the Tigers.
Tommy Augustine turns it over for the Rams, and Ridgefield back with it now on the offensive end of the field. Only down 4, 8-12 left to go in the fourth quarter. A quick New Canaan possession ending, winning the faceoff, but not able to drill out a clock there. Giving Ridgefield too many opportunities to get back in this game. Here's DeGrassi. Gets it over to D. Alexander. And here's Winkler, the star for Ridgefield today. Off the screen, moving in. Dylan Murray picks him up. They find the cutter, shooting, scoring off the assist from Ryan Colsey. It's the score for C.J. Laurentani, the Lafayette commit. With 7:42 left to go in the fourth quarter, Ridgefield is back in it. Now only down 3. Really great execution there. Chase, the freshman, getting the assist of a junior, C.J. Laurentani.
Ridgefield offense has a spark.
New face-off man in for the Tigers. It is number 9, Jackson Penn, the sophomore. I believe he started the game at the X, and they've put him back in here. But Hayden Shin wins another draw. New Canaan looking for a quick strike. The miss from Callum Wood. Loose ball scooped up by Ridgefield. And another chance for the Tigers to pull even closer into this game. Owen Gatos moves it up the field. And now inside the 40 he goes. 7:20 left to go in quarter number 4. Again, Ridgefield was down 9-2 at one point in this game. They've outscored New Canaan 5-1 since. The latest goal coming from C.J. Laurentani, one of the stars of this Ridgefield team, who has been shut down so far today by New Canaan. Winkler holds it, hearing orders from the sideline from head coach Roy Colsey. DeGrassi moves inside the 35. He gets the screen. DeGrassi pushes over Chris Canaan, who pops back up and shifts over on defense. 6:37 left to go in the quarter. Bobbing and weaving, number 10, Owen Gatos. Off the screen, Winkler looking to work. Behind the cage. Gatos, the half spin. Gatos to Ryan Colsey, who backpedals. Kyle Colsey.
Dylan Stevens locking down Kyle Colsey. Really makes it so he can't get any shots.
Just over 6 minutes left to go in the quarter. Ridgefield pouring on the points. Looking for a few more goals to get back in this game. Behind the cage, the ball loose, bad pass. Ridgefield scoops it up. Off the stick of Winkler into the stick of the freshman Kyle Colsey. Here's DeGrassi. DeGrassi, the shot, scooped up and saved by Holden Busby. The sophomore coming up clutch. Clearing it, finding Dylan Murray.
A very much needed save for Holden Busby to put the ball back in New Canaan sticks. It's Chris Canaan here waiting for his team to get set up to find an offensive chance.
I wouldn't be surprised if New Canaan, after a couple of careless possessions and turnovers, giving Ridgefield more opportunities than they should have had, I wouldn't be surprised if New Canaan just sat on this for as long as they possibly could. Considering what Ridgefield did last game, Roy Colsey holding on to that ball. Maybe I'm wrong, Chris Canaan. Saw a look he liked, shot missed, still New Canaan ball. But in the last game, Ridgefield was up 10-9 in the closing stages with 4 to 5 minutes left, held on to the ball, chew clock, and won. No shot clock in high school lacrosse here in Connecticut. So that's perfectly legal and a perfectly great strategy to win a game.
Well said, Ian.
4:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Tommy Augustine moving back and forth. Defended by Robbie Liesengang, the junior. Ryan Coyote moves in. New Canaan up 3. The shot missing from Callum Wood. Still New Canaan ball. Harry Apelt, the senior captain, keeping the ball in New Canaan possession. Augustine moves to his left. 4:13 left to go in this game. Wood behind the net, getting it to Canaan. Canaan looking for goal number 4. 4 minutes left.
Chase, Ridgefield outscoring New Canaan 5-1 since that 9-2 deficit. How much is that to the credit of goalie Liam Harford for Ridgefield as opposed to just the momentum and gameplay?
Shot from the wing is scored, and that goalie couldn't make the stop. I'm sorry to cut you off, boys, but Ryan Coyote providing the action in putting New Canaan up 4. 11-7. Pinkernell, man, comes up big right there. Chase, break down that score with 3:42 left to go in this game.
I actually didn't see that one. How about you, Carter?
Yeah, no, it was a great down low shot from Ryan Coyote. Definitely a much needed shot for the Rams' momentum.
Don't want to call that one the dagger, but really a momentum shifter late in this game, able to chew up some clock, and Coyote gets a great shot from the wing and puts it in. Hayden Shin looking for another draw control dub, and he does just that. Whistle is blown, and a timeout will be called for Coach Chip Buzzio and crew, looking to provide an exit strategy to pull off the win over number 2 Ridgefield here on Dunning Field. 3:35 left to go in regulation.
A poorly timed question on my behalf earlier, but now that we have a timeout, I'm going to put you back on the spot, Chase. How much is that credit to goalie Liam Harford as opposed to just the momentum shift as a total gameplay?
Yeah, Coach Colsey with a smart pull there. He's come in pretty hot, only letting in 2 goals, I believe, which is a smart choice. Really let New Canaan shut down, and our offense hasn't been able to spark since then.
Well said.
New Canaan come out of this timeout, hopefully trying to hold the ball here to take the last 3 minutes and 35 seconds and keep this game in the bag.
Again, New Canaan looking to pick up win number 7 on the season. Looks like they're well on their way to doing just that. Would be their biggest win on the year. Yes, they've beaten Fairfield Prep. Yes, they've beaten Wilton. But to prove they can beat a top-flight team like Ridgefield, a consensus top 3 team in the state, they've been number 2 in the poll since the start of the season to now. And for New Canaan to pick up this win for Coach Chip Buzzio and crew, it would be, in my mind, Carter, validation to prove that this team truly is talented enough to win FCX and to get to that point.
Absolutely, Ian. You know, as I've mentioned before, Darien is that top dog in FCX, undefeated in the FCX conference. As I mentioned before, the only loss to an out-of-conference team in Brunswick. However, New Canaan definitely showing off their skill and the type of momentum that they could bring going into FCX and the state tournament. Chase, I know you've watched Darien play a little bit. What do you think that the Darien team is thinking watching this game right now?
They're trying to take in anything they can get. Their offense is just unbelievable. Our defense just needs to pick up their game and really block off their key players over there in Darien.
Yeah, I think they're looking at it and remembering that New Canaan, that rivalry, that second game, it's going to be a bit more of a challenge the second time around. New Canaan moving it around. Not stalling, but don't know what you'd call it. They're trying to win. And they're trying to make sure they retain possession here in the closing stages. Just under 3 minutes left to go. Michael Norton finds Carter Connors. A little bit of a younger lineup in for New Canaan. Nick Stiles and Callum Wood in the game. But a lot of juniors and sophomores on offense doing their job right now.
Tommy Augustine, the sophomore, with the ball in his stick, as you say. younger players on the field now.
Augustine trips up, flag thrown. Untimely whack of the stick from number 23 of Ridgefield, Wade Stevens, who's going to be called for that one most likely. As the flag still lays on the field with 2:20 left to go.
With only 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here at Carter, what should Ridgefield do in order to try and get any goal they can get?
Well, I think that that penalty was definitely not needed for the Ridgefield side. And Ian, you were questioning whether or not that 11th goal was the dagger. I think that it was more so this penalty right here with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. That could be the dagger in the Rams' favor. But, to Ridgefield's favor, if they can just, keep the ball in their sticks and dominate the faceoff X, they could capitalize on something in these last 2 minutes.
Exactly. Well put. New Canaan is going to be man up for the next minute. There's 2:04 left in this game. Head coach Chip Buzzio and offensive coordinator Bobby Rushton meeting with the offense as they now have a new opportunity presenting itself. The chance to really clinch this win. Trying to go up 5 goals with just over 2 minutes left to go. Timeout will be called, so before we see Ridgefield go into this man-down situation defensively, Roy Colsey is going to gather his team. New Canaan still celebrating on the sidelines. Game not over just yet, but a very good chance to secure this win. Coach Colsey pointing to the New Canaan sidelines and talking with the refs. Not sure what the potential debate could be here.
It must be important, Ian. This is a vital timeout for Colsey to be talking to his team with only 2 minutes left here. So it's obviously got to be more important than talking to his own team here.
Colsey goes back to his huddle, trying to get in his parting words. Again, Ridgefield man down defensively for the next minute. Penalty being called on Wade Steffens, the junior, number 23 for the Tigers. Tommy Augustine taking that hit in stride. New Canaan up 4, well on their way to picking up win number 7 on the season. Ridgefield looking to avoid dropping to 6-4. If they lose this game, they will now have dropped 3 of their last 4 games, playing some of the top 10 teams in the state in Greenwich and New Canaan in conference and then out of conference, the Brunswick loss. It's been a tough week for the Tigers. Meanwhile, New Canaan well on its way to winning its 4th straight victory. This team starting 1-2. Ever since, the only game they've dropped was the road loss to Darien. Let's see how this one shakes up. Ian Nicholas, Chase Pinkernell, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you the live action here from Dunning Field. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at NCTV78 so you know what game we'll be live streaming next. You know we'll be live streaming plenty of boys and girls lacrosse, as well as baseball, volleyball, and all the other wonderful sports our high school has to offer. Here's Ryan Coyote on the move to his right. New Canaan man up. Coyote falls, gets back up, still has the ball. And with his player in trouble, it looks like Coach Chip Buzzio is elected to use a timeout. I feel like we're in the waning moments of an NBA game right now. The game won't end. As Coyote in trouble, Coach Chip Buzzio needing to call a timeout to make sure New Canaan didn't, again, as they have a lot through this quarter, carelessly turn the ball over. Minute 54 left to go here from Dunning.
This game looking a lot like the last Ridgefield game where New Canaan hands the momentum back to Ridgefield. But in this one, New Canaan built enough of a cushion for themselves to make it hard for Ridgefield to come back from that initial 7-goal deficit. Coming back very close for Ridgefield, but New Canaan is able to hold on with only a minute and 54 left.
And Carter, you've seen this team throughout the season. You even got to see them play Darien on the road. You called the game with DAF Media. What is the biggest difference between the New Canaan team we saw a few weeks ago get pummeled against the Blue Wave and the team we're seeing today playing a Ridgefield team that is not necessarily Darien, but as close as you can get to a top flight team like Darien? What is the biggest difference from New Canaan then, New Canaan now?
Well, that New Canaan team that we saw up there at Darien Field, Darien Stadium,
Yep.
is a much different team than we're seeing now, and they have to be a lot different if they want to be a top contender for this SCAC playoff coming up. And I'm seeing just a lot more energy coming from the New Canaan sideline, better shot selection, and better communication on defense, which I think has played a major, major role in this game.
I think the big difference is Hayden Shin. We know Ty Comiskey is a beast over at Darien at the faceoff, and if Hayden can play like he did today up against him, I think New Canaan, they've got the players on offense to score. We know that.
That is a very good point.
Completely agree with you, Ian. Very good point.
Yeah, and again, as I've mentioned before, we've done New Canaan's done a great job of locking up the Colsey brothers, and if New Canaan can do the same thing at Darien in these next couple weeks and in the playoffs to lock up their great offensive-minded players in Jamison Moore, Matthew Minikis, and Holt Mathias, it could be a much different game than that 15-6 loss New Canaan saw just a couple weeks ago.
Ridgefield no longer a man down. New Canaan just passing the ball well, making sure they don't turn it over, not showing any real intention of trying to score the rock here. Under a minute left to go from Dunning Field. This game is all but over as Ryan Coyote just heaves it up. Vincognetta cannot get there, and a turnover for New Canaan, but doing what they need to do, burning clock. And now just over 45 seconds left in this game. Ridgefield looking just to tighten up the final score at this point, as they're going to suffer their fourth loss on the year and their first to New Canaan after defeating them earlier in the year. This is the last time these two teams will meet in the regular season. Winkler with a good look. It's deflected away by Holden Busby. He's still locked in the closing moments of this game. Winkler cannot add goal number 5 with 25.7 seconds left. Behind the net is Ridgefield. Colsey to Colsey. Ryan moves inside, puts up the shot, again deflected by Busby. Winkler picks up the loose ball, and he will get the score in the bottom left corner of the net. It's going to be one of a few bright spots today for Ridgefield getting that goal. Luke Winkler, the junior, adds his 5th of the day with 10.1 seconds left. A little bit too late for it to really have an impact on this game. That's goal number 8 for the Tigers. Good-looking shot nonetheless from Luke Winkler. Shin and Penn will meet one last time at the face-off dot before the whistles blow and this game will end.
An easy false start by Penn. Very easy one for the refs to call.
Shin and Penn meet before going to their respective benches. Bit of sportsmanship there, as Norton just runs down the field and secures the victory for New Canaan. The Rams, their biggest win on the year. 11-8, your final score. A valiant effort from the Tigers to come down from 9-2 and make it a game. But in the end, New Canaan doing what they had to do in the closing stages. It wasn't pretty, but it's a win nonetheless. And the Rams, Carter, are now 7-3 and have a massive win under their belt.
Yeah, that was a huge win for New Canaan, going 7-3, pushing Ridgefield to now go 6-4. Great momentum shifter for the Rams going into the FCAC playoffs, and definitely a much-needed one at home to put them 5-0 at Dunning Stadium.
5-0 at Dunning. If only they could play every single game here. But New Canaan chased a monster victory. What about we highlight a player a little bit under the radar today? He plays defense, so he's always going to be under the radar. Dylan Stevens, one of your fellow freshman classmates. He broke a stick today. He's that dominant. But really, any time that New Canaan needed to put him on a star for Ridgefield, he did. He picked him up, and he shut him down.
Yeah, Dylan Stevens, a big star there. No one could get past him today, and really helped out the defense for New Canaan.
He really did. Callum Wood with a huge time effort for New Canaan. He had 4 goals. Chris Cannett with 3. And that huge 7-goal lead, New Canaan rode it throughout the rest of the game and picked up win number 7 on the air. Before we go, I want to thank my crew for another fantastic live stream. Carter Ellis joining me once again. Thank you so much. Chase Pinkernell, welcome to the booth. We'll hear a lot more of him this year and hopefully in the years to come here at NCTV. I want to thank the rest of my production crew. Austin Platt on top of the box with the camera work. Emily Fox, another great job producing this live stream. I want to thank our advisor, Roman Sobolski, our athletic director, Jay Egan. Ian Nicholas signing off. But before we go and wrap up this 11-8 win for New Canaan over Ridgefield, let's get one last look at our sponsors. I want to thank our 2 platinum sponsors, starting with the Walter Stewarts, your fresh local market. And also Arambuya and Harrow, the real estate business that you want to be involved with. The gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 107 Cherry Street, right here in New Canaan. I want to thank our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. Finally, our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Austin Feeney, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Your final from Dunning Field, New Canaan's biggest win on the season. The number 4 ranked team in the state heading into it, New Canaan. But number 2 ranked team in the state heading into it, Ridgefield. And New Canaan pulls off the upset, 11-8. Ian Nicholas signing off. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We'll see you very shortly.